Hello and welcome to another update video about GALA. With GALA, we are heading further down here. We can still use the entire support area, as you know, so there isn't really any change. So far, I think that GALA failed to rally in an impulsive fashion here. I mean, it looks at a first glance impulsive, but then it basically failed to hold support. And as I said in, I think it was yesterday's video, this could have really only been a 1-2 setup, but it's come down to too much for that. The only way how it can still generate a breakout from here would be as a leading diagonal. So if we consider the third wave up there somewhere, third wave would be somewhere up there around 10 cents, then this could be a leading diagonal, or at least the first wave in a leading diagonal in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how the third wave would look like. But the first wave of the third could be a leading diagonal, and the first wave consists of 5 waves, and each of these waves then would be 3 wave moves, so that you just understand it. But this is a highly unreliable pattern, so you can't really trade it with confidence, okay? So I'm just trying to show you options here. We need to consider the entire support area for the wave 2, so it might still need to come down lower. As I said yesterday already, that possibility exists as long as we are below the trend line here, and as long as we're following the corrective price channel. So we cannot call out a bottom here or anything, but we can be watching for impulsive price structures or even for this structure to evolve, but we cannot confirm it. This would get more likely certainly if it breaks above the last swing high at 4 cents, but I would still want it to break above the descending channel, the corrective price channel. Again, as long as it is in the corrective price channel, we have to focus on lower, unless it really provides a clear impulse, but so far it hasn't. It has at the very best only created a diagonal or an ABC structure in a leading diagonal. But the problem with that is, if it's an ABC, it could also be something different. Okay, it could be something more, let's say, bearish, or at least something that leads to further lows. Here in this green support area, ABC can always mean that, maybe, and probably this wave 5 wasn't finished here, but it might be the next low. Yeah. So again, it's in these incorrective structures, and especially if you are in a possible trend reversal space, which we are because we've entered this support area, the market has a chance to reverse here, and maybe it will take the 3.368 level again. Well, it hasn't really touched it before. It came very close, but maybe it needs it, this 61.8 retracement. And if it breaks below that, we can still look out for a reversal at the lower boundary line of the channel. So at the moment, we still need to expect that we come down lower, very simply because we haven't broken out of the descending channel. And we do not really see any major buy reactions. We've seen some nice reactions here, which is good, but it wasn't enough to generate an impulse. So the bulls need to be a bit stronger, okay? Certainly yesterday's hawkish comments by Jerome Powell didn't really help. So they might have just delayed the reversal here. So I still look at a possible reversal in this area, but of course these are never guaranteed. So we can only look at potentials here and possibilities and probabilities. And unfortunately, sometimes the market takes the less likely route. I mean, I don't even want to say that there is a high likelihood it will reverse here, but that it is a decent setup, right? It is a decent setup, and I think it is fairly likely. It's not, it's not like 90% probability, but we talk about a decent probability because we have an impulse to the upside, like many other cryptos and altcoins, and we have a corrective move down. This is a corrective price channel, far more corrective than the move up. So yeah, looking here at a reversal somewhere between the 78.6 fib level and the 50% fib level. It doesn't really make sense to try to figure out more about the micro count. I mean, it can be a lot. For example, this move to the upside could have been the 4th wave, and now the next one will be a 5th. That could be in some kind of an expanding diagonal. Yeah, that the wave 5 is an expanding diagonal, so you can allow for an overlap between waves 4 and 1. That's a possibility. There's probably the closest one that we've got. That would also lead probably to us finding support at the 61.8 retracement. You can also try to count it a bit differently and say, okay, we had a wave 1 here, a wave 2. The wave 3 ended actually here. And this might have Or to get it clearer, we could say the wave 1 finished here. Maybe this was only the wave 2. Yeah, in a diagonal, that's possible. We're now coming down in 3. There will be another 4 and a 5. So I'd rather show you that, even, you know, both are possible, just not to, you know, spark expectations that the next low will definitely be the last one, because we don't know. You know, this is still following the corrective price channel, and we need to be watching simply these levels. Next level is 3.368 cents. We can also try to get some more clarity by measuring the A wave length going to the top of the B wave. And that target, which is the 1-to-1 ratio, which is a very common target, would point perfectly to 3 cents. So that's actually where I just put the wave 5. So this is one more level to watch. So I actually put a line here that we can remember it. So basically we've got 4 levels to watch in this support area. We've got the 1-to-1 ratio of waves A to C. This is at 3 cents. We've got the lower boundary line of the corrective price channel. We've got the 61.8 retracement at 3.368 cents. And the 78.6 fib retracement at 2.57 cents. These are all possible areas where a reversal could occur, but as long as we haven't seen an impulse to the upside, be careful with buying. You know, be careful. I'm scaling in, but it's all about your position sizing. You know, quite naturally, as long as we don't have a trend reversal done, we need to be careful with any position sizes, because you're basically buying into a downtrend. Yeah, well, within the possible uptrend that started, but I do explain that regularly, and I also do explain that in the channel membership. We've recorded some live streams about that, how to trade this stuff, and that buying the local downtrend isn't for everybody. Yeah, you need to be able to take some heat. Yeah, but that's why it's so important to still be very, very clear about position sizing, risk management, stop losses, and so on. Because what I tend to do, I buy in like this, you know, lower position size here, biggest position size as close as possible to the, let's call it, invalidation point. Then we should get a reversal from there somewhere. And then you can always scale up more aggressively on the way up. So be very mindful that at the moment we're still in a downtrend and we haven't seen any reversal signal yet. But this is the space where it ideally can reverse, or where it ideally would reverse, where in a wave 2 you expect a trend reversal. And that's what we need to be watching out for, which doesn't mean it will reverse, but it is the area with the highest likelihood where it should reverse and where you can expect a decent return compared to the risk. And obviously the lower the price in this box, the better in terms of reward to risk, but also the higher the probability the setup will fail. Okay, that's my update about GALA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.